Hi, welcome to 151 Garage. I'm Sean, this is Susan, and today we're going to basically continue on with bedside fabrication. So the last episode we went ahead and made the template for the bedside, basically to form the bottom edge where it's rolled underneath, and also a couple videos ago we made the break, which is basically going to put the 45-degree angle on the top edge, which you see in the stake sides that we actually built. So as you can tell, this right here is basically the 18 gauge steel that I bought, and it's gonna be a little bit tougher, but again, this is gonna go on the side of the bed. This will stand up fairly well, and basically we'll just show you how I did it. I'm learning just like some of you people might, and hopefully you'll learn something that I missed, or somebody will give a comment down below of something I forgot or something I could do better. Again, constructive criticism is always appreciated. This is basically a first real time doing this, so again, I hope you like it, and I'll go ahead and cut to the next time lapses. Okay, bye. Okay, what you saw right there is basically I trimmed out the two boards. You saw this on camera. You didn't see this on camera. It's basically this without the edge on it. And I trimmed out the metal. So sandwiched it in between the two boards. Now, as you can tell, I have a place where it's gonna hold it, and then I can basically pound the edge around. And then once it gets back to here, I'm gonna try to flip it over and basically pound it so it's a nice square edge on the back side. I don't know if it's gonna work. Haven't tried that before, but if nothing else, I'll put relief cuts in the corners and tack weld it all back together, and on the inside it'll be good. You won't be able to see it, but this is the way it's gonna set up right now. Now, this is gonna be basically a gradual hammering down of this piece, and the inside piece basically right here, and I want to try to get it uniformly bent. I don't want to nail this side so it's flat, because it'll crease along this edge. So it is going to be a slow process. I'll time lapse through all of that, and maybe a part of the way through I'll stop and kind of show you the before and after of different sections, and go from there. Okay, as you can see, I've already pounded it in. Now granted, as I'm pounding this down, this smooths in a little bit, but it does have a rounded edge on the front. I haven't undone it yet to see what it looks like, but we will see. I need to fix some of this stuff. I just want to make sure that the other side is good. I'll flip it over basically unpackage it and see how the metal is on the other side. So see if it still has the shape I want. And all these relief cuts and these will end up getting welded together and pieces being put in here to fill the gaps and stuff like that. That way it looks like a nice clean edge all the way around. I will trim it down so it's nice and even all the way around, and we'll see. So we'll go ahead and cut to me basically unwrapping it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go, installed. Not permanent, it is temporary, it is just held in by clamps. I also don't have the side stakes in here as well, but it kind of gives you an idea what it's going to look like. Kinda. Now, I don't have the brake on the top. I did do this one, but I do need to cut it to the length I need and do some modifications, basically make sure it's exactly the height I need. Now, as I was saying, I do need to chop the end off. This is why. This is a 48-inch sheet. This is a 45-inch bed. So I have to cut like 9 inches or 5 inches out. Public education right there. So when I was saying about the curve, see how rigid it is? It doesn't have a lot of flexibility in it. Now up here it does, because there's relief cuts in it, but when I tack weld those in and fill in the gaps with stuff, you won't really notice it. Now, that did turn out to be fairly nice contour, both in the front and the back, so win-win. Now, like I said, it's not too bad. One done, got to do the other. I also have to do the rear valance and the front side of the bed as well. That's going to be a little bit different. This valance is going to be pretty much the same thing as the bottom of that, and then broken over the top. That way the bed lays over the top of it. So I will go ahead and get back to this, make sure everything's straight, and mark out where I need to do the brake, and we'll be right back. Okay, metal brake, pretty nice. Now on these, what I'm going to end up having to do is put a plate on here, because I'm just basically going to spot weld it onto this, along with on the inside, the underside there, and then I'll just grind the welds flat, a little bit of body work, you'll never notice the difference. Now, I do have, oh, where'd it go? Okay, on the top, I will have a piece of metal, not this one, I have a different one, but I will have a piece like that to give it the old school look with the round tube or round edge on it. I'll weld that all up, all the way down, grind it flat so it's nice and smooth, and we'll go from there. So, this side's done too. So, pretty good. It'll look good. Let me go ahead and put it on there and see how well everything fits, and we'll be right back. Okay, there we go. It's kind of temp installed, so it is kind of warped a little bit because it's not lined up. So once it's lined up, it'll be pretty much straight. Again, I will be putting a piece of tubing, not this one, but a piece of tubing along the top. It also gives it that old school truck look, and basically it's not too bad. Now, I did put a relief cut on the top of this just because I wanted to make sure it was a perfectly straight line. Basically just an easy way to do it, make sure it's perfectly straight. This line is perfectly straight, even though the shadow makes it look differently. Not too bad looking. So, that's already been made. This was made. Bedside now is fabricated, except for the bottom edge. I still have to weld some stuff. I'll do that off camera, or maybe on camera, but I'll weld all these things up, make sure they're all nice and flat, make sure I have a lip that's even all the way around, and we'll go from there. So after that, I do have to make the other side. I'll do that off of camera. Honestly, I don't think anybody wants to see basically a duplicate of this, but I will come back after that and show you guys both sides done, and basically we'll see. I think it looks pretty good. So again, I am doing this all in my garage. I do love this stuff. It's actually fun trying to figure some of the stuff out. Metalwork is not my profession, but I am learning. I'm getting better with every time I'm able to do it. And so far, I think it looks good. I mean, again, professional probably sit there and nitpick everything, but again, I'm not a professional, so I think it looks good. Once it's all done, we'll take a look and see how well I did. So again, I am gonna fix all the little relief cuts in the back on the bottom edge, and I'll go ahead and time lapse all that stuff, and I'll be back after that, and we'll check it out. Okay, bye. Okay, so the bedsides are completed. As you can tell, they are temp installed. With that, this piece I haven't put on yet, but I will put that on once all the other stuff's in, the rear valance, the back. I'll make sure everything fits real nice. Now, I have noticed this one right here is not all the way forward, so it has like a little bit of an adjustment right here. This one is pretty close, and I have that much. So I will have to trim this, as well as basically 45ing the corners on either side. That way there's no issue, basically. 45, when I put the rear valance on, that actually has the same lip on the bottom. It'll basically fit nicely. I'll be able to weld that in, and you won't be able to tell, hopefully. I do have the back and the valance made right there. Again, I didn't put all the side pieces on. I wanted to make sure it all fits lengthways. Again, I will have to trim this out, but there's a little piece. So now that we have these made, those are made on the next video actually, because that took a little bit longer, or these took a little bit longer than I thought. Those, not so bad. Now, the next couple videos will be making sure all the fitment's right, everything's trimmed out the way I need to, and basically installing the pieces. It's gonna be in a couple videos. I think it's gonna be too long to make it in one video. Possibly 2 videos is all it is, maybe 3, depending on what I gotta do, because I gotta put on the sheet metal, I gotta put the braces on, and I also have to weld up basically the rod and the top. So again, it takes a while to build stuff from scratch. It's not bought and installed. Everything has to be custom made, custom fabricated, which takes some time. So again, if you like this kind of stuff, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hope to see you next video. Bye.